I'm not one of those guys that's big into secrets and such. There are a few secrets, of course. This is a secret's in front of anybody. Everybody, it's there and nobody pays attention to it. And it may be the most important thing when it comes to bass fishing. It may be the most important thing. Stay tuned. Hick Billy Bass Fishing. I'm D.W. Verts. Be back in just a minute. We'll talk about it. It's February 4th, and the last time I was fishing was December 4th. That's horrible, but I'm fixing to go fishing. And one thing that I'll be fishing a lot of in the coming couple months is a jerkbait. Fish a lot of crankbaits too. Treble hook lures are more important about having sharp hooks than any other bait, I believe. I think sharp hooks are important in anything you do, but that jerkbait, this Rogue for instance, fish have a tendency to slap at it, and they watch it for a while, and they just kind of mouth it. And if you don't have sharp hooks, you're done. A lot of times you don't even know you had to bite. So what's my secret? I think it's the most important thing in fishing, or bass fishing especially, is sharp hooks. Nobody, I don't care, I've never met a person, I've very rarely seen a full-time professional that spends enough time on their hooks. Matter of fact, in all the years I've watched tournament fishing, I've watched, between being a tournament fisherman and watching pro fishing on TV, one time ever have I seen a guy take time, and he didn't sharpen his hooks, he just replaced him. I think that was a Van Dam deal once. Your hooks aren't sharp enough, y'all. I don't care, they're not. If you think they are, it's only because they're brand new out of the box, and modern day hooks are crazy technology. Yeah, they're sharp, mostly. But they'll stay sharp while you're fishing. As an example, I did a video back in November, I believe, on Lake of the Ozarks, and I'm catching bass pretty regular on a crankbait. Smoking them pretty good. They were kind of slapping at it, which that shows you how sharp your hooks are. I'm still catching them weird places. And all of a sudden I started losing a few, and I lost about 3 bass, which is about 4 too many. Before I picked my bait up, you had to look at her and, well, crap. Banging around them rocks, banging around riprap, catching fish, make occasional toss into something stupid, I'd hurt those hooks. Because that's the way it is. Those hooks are not going to stay sharp for a full day's fishing, especially on crankbaits and such when you're fishing around a lot of rock and stuff. That's just part of fishing. And it happened to me. And I didn't check it quick enough. Maybe a little better fish there. Wow. Oh, you come off, son of a buck. I just changed out to another bait, brought that bait home. I replaced that front hook on that bait. It's pretty far gone. Folks have got spoiled by modern hooks and how sharp they really are. I heard folks talk about, well, if you buy premium hooks, you have to worry about having sharp hooks. Fine, they're sharp out of the box, but how long do they stay sharp? I sharpen every hook that I own regular. I even used to sharpen my crappie hooks. How's that for 8-up? Because once in a while you'd have a crappie hooked in a spot where a sharp hook would have gotten a little deeper and you would have got them. Yeah, that's a fact. I don't know why people don't want to sharpen their hooks. It's not a hook sharpener video. I use one of these with a Lansky sharpener, touch-ups and main hook sharpening. Sometimes I've been known to use a file or a whetstone. I went through about 200 baits this winter, and some of them still had very sharp hooks from whenever I sharpened them before. Some of them didn't. Oxidization, not rust. Oxidization. Oxidization is before rust. It puts an edge on things from moisture, and it makes a hook dull. It makes knives dull. And no point having a dull hook or a dull knife. I don't get the point of it. It's the most important thing. I can tell you how many times over the years that I've lost tournaments lost money, or just plain lost fish because of a dull hook. Even to the point of, say, a pitching or flipping hook where you're really driving it home to them, you think it's not that important. I think a duller hook has a tendency to make a bigger hole going in, to make a bigger hole for coming back out. If you ever have one of those days where you're punching fish, been catching them regular, hitting them hard and they come off, check your hook. Sometimes the hook will be curled. I guess the biggest thing, the takeaway here is not just the sharp hooks, but knowing how to inspect your hooks regular. Now, how do I check my hooks regular? That's kind of an interesting thing I do. Most people do this. I do it a little bit different. And if you're scared of something like this right here, good. You need to be scared of that, but that's how your hooks need to be that sharp. That's going to happen to you. If that bothers you, do that again. Here's how I check my hooks. Couple things you do to check your hooks. Now, the old fingernail trick works really well, except when you're sharpening a lot of hooks, it messes up your fingernails. You do not try to drive that hook through your fingernail. That's ridiculous. All you're going to do is take that hook, touch it to your nail, and try to drag it. And see, that one's not dragging, it's hooked. Matter of fact, I can go like this, and it's still, I did not put any pressure on that, believe me. Look at that. It's still in my fingernail. Look at that. I didn't try to put it in there. It should grab like that. If it doesn't, it's not sharp enough. Check another one here. See? That's a sharp hook. Another thing, if you can reach out, and I'm not going to show it, I'm going to show this after the fact. If you can reach out and you can grab your bait, and you can put your hand on top of your bait and pick it up, it doesn't stick to your hand like that, it's not sharp enough. See, I just laid my hand on top of the lure, picked it up, and it stuck to my hand. Oh no. See, that's sharp. Don't press hard. Don't be ridiculous, but just put down, lay your hand on the bait, ow, pick it up, and it should, ring finger, that was sharp. Ouch. If pain bothers you, you shouldn't be a bass fisherman anyway. You need to be doing something else, okay? If you don't do the fingernail thing, you don't want to get hooks bleeding from your ring finger, ow. Try this. This works. As you sharpen your hooks, get a piece of cardboard and just take that point of that hook and drag it on the cardboard. And it shouldn't drag. It should stick like that. I did not poke it in there hard, guys. I'm going to push it up against there. It should do that. Take it, drag it across the cardboard, and look at that. See it stuck? That's a sharp hook. You can keep a piece of cardboard on hand, drag any bait across it, just a few times on each hook, and if it doesn't catch like that, the hooks are not sharp enough. Can't get a new hook. Oh, that one's probably not sharp enough. There you go. See, I can't get that one to catch. That one, yeah, that needs some work. Wow, there you go. How's that? Make sense? So if you don't want to bleed a little bit, you shouldn't be a bass fisherman, because if this bothers you, that was a swim bait deal gone bad right there. That was a bad day. I had to get the fish off. The split ring is hooked to me, and then I had, whatever, I'm used to it. I've been hooked a bunch of times. You're going to get hooked sometimes. I'm just an ignorant person. I get hooked more often than others. Sharp hooks. Maybe the biggest thing there is to fishing and bass fishing in particular. Maybe. I used to say fishing line. I was doing a seminar once. Yeah, I used to do seminars. They used to pay me to do seminars. Wow. And somebody asked the question, what's the most important part of fishing? I said your fishing line. Because I felt like fishing line, not checking for weak spots and not checking knots, not learning to tie good knots, I thought that was the most important part. I've since realized that it's not, because unless you get a fish hook to start with, it don't matter. I think fish and hooks being sharp are more important than anything else you can do. More important than rods, reels, depth fires, your forward seeking radar love, bass boats, big engines, stainless steel props, hydraulic jack plates, cold beer, whatever. I think sharp fishing hooks. Guys, you can't make them too sharp. Figure out a way to do it. If you are a rich guy, premium fishing hooks, just buy a bunch of hooks and change your hooks out. Throw the old ones away, I guess. I don't do that. I sharpen my hooks. And I don't buy premium hooks. I buy decent VMC Mustad Eagle Claw, and sometimes get hooks that are better than others, but I keep them sharp. I can make any hook sharp, except that Chinese stuff. I don't know about that. I've seen some of those are pretty weird. By talking to you about hooks, I'm not smart enough, and I'm not the one to do it. Keep your hook sharp, y'all. I promise you, it is the most important thing, especially that you can fix and take care of and handle. You do it yourself. Learn how to find fish, learn how to keep on fish, learn how to change up when things get, all that's important. But if you ain't got a sharp hook, it don't matter. I'm DW Verts. Can't believe I ain't been fishing this winter. Some beautiful days. I'm going to change that real soon. Hopefully I have some videos for y'all. God bless.